Hey guys, Pegwarmer here. Today we're taking a look at Earthrise Grapple. Pretty excited about him because I think so far he is one of, if not the, most G1 looking in robot mode. And he looks pretty good in alt mode. Now since there's no Siege version of him to compare to, fortunately in this case I do have a Masterpiece version of him that we can compare to. And this isn't my preferred head for the Masterpiece. I prefer the one with the black on top. And I prefer the realistic looking grill, not the cartoon grill. But when I put those two things on it, it's amazing how close they got. And I haven't gotten him out of the box. He might be even better in person, but I can just tell just from here where the little tank is above his foot. Just like this guy. Like, I mean, they really... it looks like they really did a good job with him. This really does look like a mini masterpiece. In some cases, it's actually maybe a little bit nicer. Like, the detailing on the head and on the shoulders here with the little lines, it looks really, really good. I'm excited to get him out of the box and check him out. Here we have Grapple out of the packaging, and wow, he looks amazing. I am very, very impressed. Now, the articulation isn't the same as the Masterpiece, nor should it be for the price, but my God, they got so many things right. The detailing on this guy is great. Now, if you're going for more of a cartoon accurate look, with just the simple colors and less of the detail, then obviously the Masterpiece, looks a little better. But for me, I prefer these little details. I mean, he looks amazing. Now, obviously the Masterpiece can store everything up inside. It's a miracle of engineering. This guy doesn't do that, but this guy's also... I think this guy's probably, close to 150 or something, and this guy was 20. But man, the look, it looks so good. It really, really does. And I love the details, like the way the feet kind of match. Oh man, they got so much of it right. The stripes at the side of the head, these little pauldron things or whatever that stick up. even so far as these lights on the top. It's fantastic. The little square rectangle notch here above the headlights, just like here and here. Even the face. This looks more like his face. I could see him whining. But the little details are on the helmet, and I think this one's, they're missing a little bit of paint around the eyes, like it looks orange. But man, it is amazing how good that looks for a Generations toy. And for the price, it's just amazing how good he looks. And this is probably one of the few times I think he looks more like his Masterpiece counterpart than any other one I've looked at so far, except for maybe Prime. Yeah, that's probably it. It's remarkable. Here we have Grapple with the rest of the Earthrise crew, and he fits in perfectly. He is a perfect addition to this. There are some things like on Sunstreaker where you just kind of look and right off the bat you're like, oh yeah, I know who that is. He looks a little different than I remember. Then you see somebody like Wheeljack, and yeah, if you get a little close, you'll wonder, but from a distance, like, oh no, there's the feet, there's the classic look I remember. Same thing with Trailbreaker back here, with Ironhide, with Prime, with Smokescreen. Grapple is right up there with him. I mean, he looks fantastic. He scales well, because he's one of the bigger ones. He's bigger than Ironhide. He's bigger than Trailbreaker. It looks great, and everybody looks better than Megatron. And everybody's smaller than Jetfire, but he looks fantastic. At least as of right now, this is my last Earthrise figure that I hadn't opened yet. I don't have any more to do, so I'll be moving on to greener pastures, I guess, doing some G.I. Joes next, just because I really, really like him. This guy was a good note to go out on. He looks the part. I love the color too. He's like a day-glow orange. I mean, he just looks like a big old Cheeto. It's amazing. With the exception of these two guys, everybody else, well, an Astro Train and Jetfire, but I don't feel like leaning in and getting him. Everybody else is, one of the original ARC members. They came over from Cybertron on the Ark with Prime and everybody else. And I really like that that's the direction Earthrise went in, because we can kind of recreate, and Smokescreen is a nice addition. I could have Prowl in there, but like I said, I'm trying to take it easy on him. Astro Train's just classic, like a classic character, so I'm glad he's in there. And Grapple he looks terrific. And I could get Hoist out so they, because I know they're buddies in the show, but I don't know. I got Trailbreaker, and I like looking at him better than I like looking at Hoist. So, yeah, this guy, he's got some really cool accessories, too. He's got his crane and a gun. Sorry, a blaster, I guess I should say. And these are very, very similar to what the Masterpiece comes with, but it's the same idea. Really nice. And then his blaster, here's the Masterpiece one over here, and here's the Earthrise one. I mean, they're almost the same size even, but I mean, it's great. I'm impressed with the accessories and with the G1 accuracy of, the likeness. I think they did a really terrific job with it. All right, here we have the whole Earthrise line, at least that I have, plus Siege Sideswipe and Siege Jetfire. And I gotta say, I know I have my gripes with Megatron, and I wasn't that over the moon about Wheeljack and Hoist, but taken as a whole, it is more than the sum of its parts. It is a fantastic line. Grapple looks terrific. I am super impressed. I don't know that I'm impressed enough that I want to get Inferno, only because, this is good for me. I really just wanted to get the guys that, the ARC characters, the ones that were in the first season originally. And I know that Hoist wasn't one of those, neither was Grapple, neither was Smokescreen. But I think other than that, and Astro Train. Other than that, I think everybody I have was, and that's good. I'm good. I don't think I need to go on past this, unless, it comes with some really cool accessories. I like, I don't think it's going to, but things like blast effects, things like that, I really, I like those because they really enhance, the photography and stuff. But for now, this'll do it for me. But Grapple is definitely one of my top favorites. I think it's Prime and Jetfire, and in no particular order, Prime and Jetfire. Cliff Jumper, Grapple, and I still have a soft spot for Sideswipe and Starscream and Astro Train. Yeah, so most of them. The Dotson brothers are great, so definitely all three or just one. And I think I said this before, if you're only going to have one, I probably have to go with Prowl, only because he's a pretty important character. But yeah, I mean, this is a good line. This is a very good line, and I'm well and truly impressed with it. I, hadn't been into Transformers since I was a kid, and saw this guy, and it hooked me back in. And since then, it's been pretty impressive. Now, like I've said a couple of times, I kind of thought I was at a dead end with this whole collecting thing. Then discovered, and I hate to even say that because it's not like people didn't know it was out there. I discovered, Marvel Legends, Star Wars Black Series. Then the G.I. Joe line came out, right? Maybe about 6 months or a year into me kind of being into this and being like, maybe I'm over it, or these Legends are kind of cool. And then G.I. Joe happened, and I never had them as a kid, and it kind of just dominated me, and I love them. I think they're awesome. That's what I'm going to start to review next. But, the Legends and Black Series and now G.I. Joe have kind of reinvigorated this, so I think I might be done with the Transformers for a while, unless there's some new masterpieces that come out, or unless there's more generations that are also G1. But I'm pretty content with this. This is a pretty decent, little collection of just G1 characters in this scale. And like I said, I don't think you'd go wrong with Grapple, unless you want to hold out for Inferno or get both. But I know this is a really, really good toy. I mean, it is very impressive. The transformation was easy. There's not a lot of robot mode hanging out. It's not like his, face or legs or whatever are staring you in the face. I mean, I know these are his arms, but you can't really tell that just by looking at it quick. So it all hides together pretty well. I was kind of hoping these would pop out, slide out. Whoop! And they do pop out. Are they supposed to? Yeah, I guess they're not supposed to. It's a little, Oh, good. Hopefully it stays on. I'll have to glue that, I guess. But yeah, he's really, really good. I would strongly recommend picking him up. Again, this and Prime have really been like mini masterpieces. Ironhide's close. Prowl's close. The other Dotson brothers are close. The Cliff Jumper was a pretty good likeness to that X-Transbots that I have. But this guy, I mean, wow. A damn near a masterpiece figure for a fraction of the price. So definitely check him out. And definitely check out my other videos if you'd like to. If you can hit like, that would mean the world to me. And if you could subscribe, that'd mean even more. Thanks so much. I'll see you in the next one.